Great. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. It is now Monday, December 18th.
18th. Click, click, click.
You're watching the Millcast. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Peggy. And, another rainy, weird... It was 53 degrees when I left this morning.
We still have snow at our place. Do you guys?
Little... Not much. Just in the little shadows.
Yeah.
But no, it's just... I gotta say, the barnyard is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, I heard it coming down all night last night, and I was feeling bad for the sheep out there. But
Me too.
they'll be fine. They're used to, the wool is warm.
Every time I tell Todd, I feel terrible for the sheep. He goes, why? They're fine. They're going to be fine. I'm like, yeah, but it's, anyway.
Yeah. So the animals are out there. We were, like, cozy in our house, but it was not pleasant weather. And we had our big neighborhood community, like, Christmas party thing last night, which was great, but, like, terribly treacherous to walk from our little chapel where they held a little puppet show up to the schoolhouse where we had our feast.
Oh, wow.
And it was dark out and we didn't think about that. And I was just like creeping along.
Right.
And,
and the last thing you want to do when you're pregnant is to slip.
I know. Yeah. And, just to add insult to injury, the toilet, we couldn't figure out how to, every time you get the schoolhouse ready for an event in winter, it involves like turning on the water, like firing up the wood stove. So there's always something, and for the longest time we couldn't figure out how to turn the toilet on. And I had been there setting up since 2, so like by the time we were done with the puppet show, I needed to actually go to the bathroom. Yeah. And so I had to have Cody with Maeve on his back in the backpack, like carefully get me behind the schoolhouse, and he's like, press down into the snow. And I kept like almost falling. And I was like, by the time we got in, the toilet was fixed like 5 minutes later. So
that's the way it always is.
But Maeve got to see Santa for the first time, and they do the thing where you write the name of the kid on the present, like you bring a gift.
Yeah.
And then
you
Santa,
do what?
Santa. So she got some books. She got How the Grinch Stole Christmas and. Oh, I forget the name of it, but it's some Romelda thought she was a goat or something. It's like an old book about a sheep who thinks she's a goat.
Oh, great!
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So, how was your weekend?
It was good. Sunday morning, somebody had brought 3 ewes and a wether because they didn't want to leave the wether behind to our farm.
And a wether
is a castrated ram.
Yeah, it's not the rain that's coming.
Yeah, no. So she brought basically her whole flock to our farm about 6 weeks ago to breed with our rams, and she and her son came on Sunday. And they were in the east field, and that gets a lot of shadow. And long story short, the east field has just slabs of ice tilted. And we had to get all the ones that were breeding, so hers and ours, up into the chute so that we could get her 4 separated.
Yep.
What a production! Because the sheep were slipping, we were slipping, and we're slipping on poopy ice. It was, we got it done. But not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. Yeah. But breeding is coming to an end, which, it's just another exciting time to know 5 months from now we'll be doing lambs. We're breeding 14 ewes right now,
which is down a little bit.
Yeah.
A more manageable number, maybe.
I hope so. But we had a great weekend. I got some Christmas things done, and
Good.
Oh, and we had our holiday party on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll show a picture here of the staff.
Yeah.
But thank you for reminding me. Gosh, Thursday feels ages ago.
It does feel ages ago.
But Todd and Peggy hosted us at their beautiful home, and you guys did all the cooking. I'm so impressed.
I thought it went well. I was sorry my sister was under the weather. She couldn't make it.
This amazing carrot cake.
She made a killer carrot cake.
My
wow.
Goodness. Yeah. But it was great. Everyone had their partners with them, and it was just sort of a time to, a little shop talk did happen.
A little bit, yeah.
But it's fun because we have some folks that are super part-time that are only here on one day of the week, so not everyone gets together.
To see everybody, right.
So it was nice to have it all, everyone together. It felt so cozy.
It was good.
It was good. Going.
Yeah. And then we ended the week with our last open house of the year.
Yeah. We did a holiday theme
open
house.
little holiday cookies, Christmas lights.
Holiday music.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of folks come by, a lot from out of town who listened to the Millcast.
And I was surprised how many guys came, and they really just wanted to look at the equipment, which is kind of the cliche, but whatever. So we did a couple of tours, and
it was our first open house since the new spinner.
Oh yeah, right.
So we had a little bit different layout. Normally, where the new spinner is where we did our open house retail. So we moved it back up to the front,
right
where
up to the front.
Originally started doing open houses.
Yeah,
and it was
It went, and it went well, and we had a special little event going on.
Yes,
right?
We are doing we did a giveaway for this holiday box. We held back 3 holiday boxes from our initial offering that just flew off our shelves. I think they were sold out in like 4 or 5 hours.
It was ridiculous.
Crazy. So if you didn't get one of those, we have had a couple different ways to win one. So one of them was at the open house.
Yeah.
We have had a raffle. So I
don't remember where we got this box. Check out the lid.
Cute.
Isn't that adorable?
I'm guessing it's one of our friends in the hand spinners group. That's my guess.
I bet you might be right.
I don't remember
So
either.
these are all the people that came to the open house that put their name on to win that box.
Yes, so I'm going to shuffle them. We thought it would be fun to just do this live on the Millcast. So
here we go.
We're going to pick a winner and let them know, and we're just going to read their first name.
Lift it up high. And
okay, who wants to pick? You want to pick?
I'll pick. You hold it up high.
Okay. Is this high enough?
Yeah. I can't read, and I can't. Yeah. All right, here we go. We'll just do first name.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Virginia, yay!
There we are. All right, Virginia.
Oh, cool.
So we'll mail it to her?
Yeah, we'll mail it to her.
Terrific.
Well, yeah.
You can.
Absolutely. So, and then we had another Instagram giveaway going on, and we were scratching our heads. How do we involve the Millcast for our 3rd box? And we came up with an idea. We're just going to put together a Google form like we did for the Read This Hat submission, which worked really well.
Really well.
And we're just going to link it in the show notes. So, if you want to be entered for a chance to win
our last holiday box.
Holiday box.
This is it.
This is the chance. So, go to the link below and you can go to the link, and we're going to ask you as a form of submission to tell us about the favorite thing you knit this year. Doesn't have to be in our yarn.
Do they need to put a picture if they can?
A picture if you can. We want to know the name of the pattern, a photo of your finished beautiful object, and then tell us what you liked about it. And then, of course, we'll need your name and shipping information in case you win. But go ahead and do that.
Yeah, come and get that last holiday box.
Yes, and we will also, we thought it would just be fun to incorporate some of your photos into our final episode of the year, too. So if you
see what people have been knitting in the year.
We might post your photo on the next Millcast as well. So, again, doesn't have to be our yarn. We want to hear about it. What do you love knitting?
What'd you really love knitting? Yeah.
Okay, and then one lucky winner will win our last holiday box.
Last holiday box. Hey, before we move from the open house, we've got to point out this incredible... Look at this. This woman named Susan came by with this shawl that she wove, and what did she say?
It was with a Harrisville...
and the deep end?
With the deep end as the making tracks, and then a Harrisville, I think, solid. Well, it's like a heathered purple. And yeah, she weaves. I
mean, how gorgeous!
It's so warm. It's so beautiful. She just brought it and she said, "Here, I want you to have this." So now we have this beautiful scarf.
So nice.
Thank you so much.
And I love the way it shows off the deep end like that.
Yeah, I think she wanted, and she came away with yarn to weave a different one that's going to be hopefully more noticeable, the contrast. But what she had brought up, which is a good point as a non-weaver, I wouldn't have thought about this, is to keep your gradient going, because of course she's not putting the entire skein on a bobbin when she's putting it, in the shuttle back and forth.
Right.
She has to break them into multiple bobbins. So what you do, you can wind the first one, that's fine. But then if you want the outer end of the next bobbin to be on the outside so that the gradient continues. You have to wind it twice.
That's right, yeah,
because otherwise it would be on the inside. So she had one section, it's definitely, the camera's not going to pick it up, but there's like one section where there's a stripe, like a harder stripe, and she said that was because that's when she learned that trick, that the gradient
and
I
would never have thought it. I'm not a weaver either.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting tip.
Yeah, well, Cody's taking his weaving class at Marshfield in January.
That's
my
so
husband.
Great.
So I will have to pass this tip along to him if he ever. I assume he will weave with our yarn. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what he gets into.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, so thank you so much for leaving us with this gorgeous sample, and we'll
take good care of it.
Yes, we will, absolutely.
Yeah.
What else have we got going on?
The spinner.
The spinner. I have this reaction because it's just learning new things is scary.
Yep.
And there's a part of me that's like very afraid of failing with this new spinner because we built it up after a year of it's going to be so great. And like assuming we're going to get on this other edge of the learning curve, which is unrealistic to happen in a small amount of time.
We should start with positive news. We have made real progress. On the last time we were with it, Emma and Leah got involved with us, and we got a lot going.
Yes. You're seeing some pictures now of the valley fog that we were spinning on it.
Right.
There are some... we just obviously don't know everything there is to know about it like we do with our current spinner, which I would say we're pretty damn near close to knowing everything there is to know about it, right?
Right.
And so there are times that it's very frustrating, and I think... and it doesn't help that there's so much to do for the business now that it's easy for us to just be like, oh, we'll put it off till tomorrow. Right. We've got Millcast to edit. We've got wholesale orders to fill, whatever it might be. So we need to dedicate time to it. And like the end of the year is nuts. The holidays are crazy. Yeah. So
and to be clear, we've got it to spin. It's that we now need to know that if one of the spindles, the thread breaks, how do we stop it? Do we stop it? We're going to break it, but now we've got a break in the roving coming in. What are our options? Yep. And, just all the different variables that we know how to handle with our current spinner, we don't know how to handle with the new spinner. And it's a little...
Because you want the yarn to be like immediately perfect, the first time around. Yeah.
But we'll get there.
We are getting there, and I'm personally feeling like we're this close from getting there. Because we got a good email back from the lovely, they've been so supportive at Ramella, where we got the spinner from. I think there's, over the weekend I was thinking through what happened, and there's definitely some things we can try.
Right, I had a thought too on something that we'll talk about.
Yeah, so notes. It's sort of like. And unlike when we started the mill, when we learned the rest of this equipment, you and I are not mill workers full time anymore. Far from it. We've got our amazing team making most of the yarn coming out of here. And so it just means, coordinating schedules of, when are we going to stand in front of the machine
and have a real chunk of time to figure it out. But we're getting there.
Yeah,
we'll get
so,
there.
And part of this Millcast is just to be candid with you all about what's going on. So
transparency. We love transparency.
So I love it. It's shiny, it's exciting, but there are definitely things that are scary about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to scary. I would just go black hole, like, damn it. What? Sorry. But what, why? Yeah, anyway. We'll get it out. My other quick update, the 1,000 pounds of wool, got an email. It was supposed to be getting scoured the week right after Thanksgiving. It's I believe, getting scoured right now.
Yeah,
we don't know.
You told me that this weekend. I was like, huh. All right, well, the turnaround time's not quite as quick as we thought, which would have been amazing if they got it.
And I don't know, once it is scoured, how long will it take them to, get it up onto the pallet to freight it up here. But it will happen.
Yeah, and we're really sort of on the edge of our seats for that to happen, because we have been thrilled at how our Farm Fresh line has sort of flown off the shelves. That is what comprises most of our solids, and it's so near and dear to our hearts because it's breed-specific, local wool, right? But it doesn't have the flashiness that Making Tracks does, so it took a while for people to catch on to it. Now a lot of our solids are decimated.
Yeah, and we need this wool back, because we'll make it happen, though. It'll happen.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen. I wanted to share, like, once we get it back, we will be able to make more solids again. Yeah. Which, then can be used in beautiful sweaters, like the ones we wanted to show you from one of our... one of our fans, or one of our customers, right. Michelle.
Look at these two.
Oh my gosh, these girls are so cute.
Man, and those two sweaters look like $1 million.
Yeah, she emailed us a while back, and she just sent an additional photo and gave us permission to post it.
But so the pattern is Dusk Pullover by JoJo Tricot.
Yes, and it is knit with our Vermont Vice,
which
is you
great.
Can tell with the hot pink.
Yeah.
And then with our Farm Fresh Settlement Farm Purple, which we have 0 left in stock. But if you wanted to make something similar, we have a decent amount of red and a little bit of ochre left at this point.
Or you could do it with white.
Totally. The Making Tracks Undyed would look great with that too. But...
Same with the light gray.
Oh, yeah. We do have neutrals. Yeah, we're holding off on dyeing.
We don't have purple. Yeah.
But thank you, Michelle, for sharing that photo. Yeah. We think your girls are so cute.
Adorable. Yeah. So you don't have knitting.
Mm-hmm. I don't have knitting because I'm exhausted by like 8 p.m. and my usual time to knit is from like 8:30 to 9:30 or so, like right before bed, get an hour or so in watching TV. And every time we flip on the TV to do that, I am just like conked out. So and here's how it happens. I'm sitting on the couch and I've got a row done, maybe 2. And then I'll just sort of slowly put the knitting needles down. And then I'm just going to get a little more comfortable. And then without fail, I fall asleep, and it's the most painful thing to peel myself up off the couch to like go get ready for bed and go upstairs. So often it's like, I'll sleep on the couch till midnight, and then I'll finally get upstairs. That has happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. Cody, try as he might to get me up, it is a stubborn...
Wow.
I'm just sleeping.
Wow.
So anyways, knitting is not happening very, very much.
No, that's all right.
That's okay.
That's right. Well, I keep pushing along with my hat that I... So
yeah, you came here with a whole nother hat.
So here was the inspiration, which I knit many, many years ago. Then I did it with kind of the bold, saturated colors of making tracks.
Stuff that you just had in your stash, right?
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, I want to know what it looks like when it's more muted colors. I literally finished it last night. So I'm going to show you the colors. There's a whole bunch of colors going on in this one.
So yeah, I definitely see thistle, maybe some stick season.
Yes, there's in the clearing is in here. And one thing I did, so there's a stitch marker that I ended up knitting into the hat that I'm either going to have to leave there or cut it out.
Yeah, I get a cutter.
So I'm getting close. What the big difference between the two is I did this one on 6s and I did this one's on 7s. But I got to tell you something. Okay, I'm not a pro knitter. I have my little, what are they called? Chugugus? Chowgu needles.
Yeah.
And for whatever reasons, I couldn't find the right length of the cord. I dashed over to the local yarn shop, and I ended up having to buy a totally different needle by Knitter's Pride, I think it's called.
Okay.
And I swear to God, their 7 is almost like an 8. So I was like, you know how you have the needle gauge thing? It wasn't the same, and yet it was saying it was a 7. So this is a Knitter's Pride 7.
It's almost an 8.
And you can really feel the difference. Here, feel that one.
I mean, it's still going to be an incredibly warm hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So fit-wise, what do you think? You haven't blocked this yet.
I haven't blocked this, but there's no question that that this one...
It sort of, it has a flare out at the
end. There's that, but it also is a much looser fit. And so
Well, we could advise in the pattern, people
I would do
this size for a men's, for instance, or a larger head size.
And we've seen patterns where you adjust it by the needle side,
yeah.
And there's no question you could go up to an 8. What I want to play around with is possibly doing the inside on a smaller needle and then switching. So I'm going to do it one more time.
Okay.
And I'm going to do 6s on the inside and then 7 on the outside.
It's just one size smaller.
Yeah.
Are you going to try the trick our friend Ann Thompson, who dropped by on Friday, mentioned?
Well, I did stitch this in.
But you did it where you put it on the needle?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I did. And the thing is, sorry, we're not pattern people, but on the one where I picked it up as I went, you can actually see it. There's a little bit of a ridge.
Yep.
On this one, I whipped it in afterwards, and it doesn't stand out as much.
Yep.
So I'm kind of on the fence on which one to say one should go with.
Well, so on this subject, actually,
yes,
I have been thinking about how to make Maeve read this hat that would fit her, and because I think the crown shaping needs to happen so soon after the text, even on the adult size, right? And I don't want the text to be any fewer stitches, and I want to still knit it in our DK yarn. One thought I had was to make it so that the text goes around the band.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had been sort of thinking about these techniques of like joining this. So basically you would knit your second layer to be folded under in some ways, and then you go right into the text, right? And then you just go right into the crown shaping. You could do that with fewer stitches, and then bada bing, bada boom, child's pattern.
Right.
So I may give that a try at some point, but that's why I'm curious to follow like the techniques you're using here, because I was trying to find examples, and I'm not sure what this technique is called. The only thing I've done that's similar is I've knit on my zippered sweater. The collar was knit. I knit it twice as long, and then I think I provisionally cast on at the beginning, and then I had put that, or I left it on a spare needle or whatever, and then I had those live stitches that I just knit two together, after I folded it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different techniques. Like what I want to avoid is I don't want the text to be flared out because there wasn't, the ribs help it if you just want a single layer, but I also want it to be warm.
Yep.
So having that double layer is really nice, but then it really allows you to launch into a motif right away without a ribbing.
But I am going to say that you may want to try a smaller needle on the inside.
But I usually go 2 sizes smaller for rib. which we didn't for the hat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Folded,
well, it's still going to get stretched a lot over the crown, so I don't know. But I will say, what I did with this one is I didn't do provisional. I just did my cast on.
Yes.
But then when I was ready to knit it into with the live stitches, I just went to those cast on stitches and scooped up all the stitches on a needle.
It's probably 6 one way, half a dozen.
Yeah, on that. Yeah.
But provisional can be a little finicky.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even bother with the provisional.
So, but this one, I almost wonder if your picot edge like adds, because it technically goes down in stitches, right? For or how does that work?
You knit 2 together, yarn over.
Okay, so you're not really going down in spacing.
No, you're not. No.
Because I almost wonder if
and
there's
this
a way
flares
to
out too.
Decrease and then increase.
This has a little bit of a flare out.
Huh.
So I think if it had ribbing, it would hug in. Yeah. But again, on this one, again, I haven't blocked this, so it might not flare out as much. And
the blocking will help.
Do we not like the flaring out?
I like it for the hat to be like, because I feel like wind gets in there when it flares, but it could be a style. I mean, same with sleeves, right? Some people want a flared sleeve.
Yeah, let me see what happens when it gets blocked. But totally. I had a lot of fun.
I definitely don't see it very much. In this one you blocked, right?
I didn't block that one either.
I don't know why. This one, maybe because it doesn't have the marling as much. It just looks more, it looks tighter, but it is tighter. That's
well, what I could do is stay with the tight needles and then just go up a few stitches. Sorry, way into the weeds on the pattern.
We didn't have a whole lot, to be honest, to talk about today. So here we go. Yeah, this is what happens behind the.
We should say we're now in countdown to a holiday break.
Yes.
Which I think we're looking forward to.
Yeah, it'll be nice for sure.
Yeah, we're going to take next week off, which will be good.
Yes.
Yeah, have we got any other business? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think when we've got a few interviews coming up this week, just to keep everyone abreast on the hiring. That's been the other big subject at the mill is who is going to be our third member of the millworking team staff. So we've got
we've had some great conversations.
Oh gosh, we're so lucky that folks have found us and expressed interest. Like
absolutely,
we just feel beyond blessed by the amount of interest in what we're doing here. And I'm also just always like stunned at the through line with a lot of these candidates, like thinking about who applied last time, who we ended up hiring, and then these new applicants. There does seem to be some overlapping and not fiber related like interests. Like there's a lot of people interested in ecology and a lot of librarians and a lot of just interesting overlapping skills that I'm like, I wonder what makes these people attracted to our job posting.
But but one thing they all have in common is they like fiber.
Yes, they all do like fiber.
They may be newer to fiber.
At least all the ones we're talking to. We had, some people sort of walk by off the street that we haven't necessarily gotten an actual application from.
Right.
I think once.
But I think people who've taken the time to write a cover letter and apply. They're very into fiber. Some of them are newer to fiber, and some like they were born with needles in their hands. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all good.
We'll keep you posted on that as well.
Yeah.
Next week we are, like Peggy said, we're going to be closed for the holidays, which will be lovely. But we're going to pre-record an episode, so look out for an episode next Tuesday as well, which I think is actual Christmas.
I think Christmas Day is Monday.
Oh, is it Monday? Okay, it's the day after Christmas. Yeah. But rest assured, we're not coming in to record that for you guys. No, we're gonna be curled up by our fireplace.
When you said the day after Christmas, I don't know why. I don't know if anybody relates to this. When I was growing up, the day after Christmas was when you returned everything. You'd get all these gifts, and then
it's worse than Black Friday.
Exactly. You'd rush to the department store or whatever to get the right size, and it was always absolute bedlam.
Because people were worried their stuff was going to sell out?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. No, I think I do vaguely recall a trip to the shopping mall day after Christmas to like go to JCPenney's or something like that.
Yeah, return stuff.
No, that doesn't happen in Vermont so much.
No, not so much. Not so much.
Not in today's world. I guess everyone's just shipping stuff back now.
It's true.
Anyways.
All right.
Well, we will see you on the flip side of Christmas then. Happy holidays, and remember to submit your favorite knit of the year
for that last holiday box.
And we will it will arrive probably after Christmas for you, but it's still in the holiday spirit. It should be out before New Year's, so
absolutely.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.